Thank God it hasn't happened. The closest one was when we were merging on the expressway, going about 45, almost up to 50, and we hit a piece of metal and it cut the tire. We're able to regain control, and I listen for the sound. Okay, let's keep moving. Rollovers occur on curves. You should back off of trucks. Don't follow them too closely on the curve. Maybe the driver's falling asleep. Maybe they're overturning the wheel and that trailer comes out. The only experience I have is hauling an 18-foot open trailer with my 1968 Gen 1 Camaro. And I know I want to be in the middle lane. I want to keep room. I'm going to move consistently about 65. I'm not going to be in the left lane. I'm not going to be in the right lane. I'm really increasing my following distance. So that's my experience, hauling and driving on curves. I didn't slow down enough. Thank you, Anna, for self-reflecting. Appreciate you. And if you don't slow down enough, you're going to go off the curve to the left or to the right. So you want to go slow as you get into the curve and go and accelerate out. Anna's self-reflecting, and that tells me she wants to get better. Anna, I'm going to give you a clap. I appreciate you. I have some questions in a moment, so be patient with me, okay? High centers of gravity. Big trucks are carrying loads. They can tip over easy. New drivers misjudge clearance. Escape, know your vehicle's height. A Jake brake startles new drivers. That do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. You're going to hear that, and you're like, oh my God, what is that? So, and I'm quite sure we can find it. Shifting cargo. We saw a ladder fall off. We're seeing wood hanging out of pickup trucks. We don't want to follow them. People lose loads all the time. Amen. I always believe in God. This is why we're here, baby. You believe in God? Amen. Drop-offs, shoulder collapses, grip the wheel tightly if your wheel drops off the road. That young lady who was driving, her front right tire dropped off the road. We hit some metal and it cut the tire. And she looked so scared. And I looked at her face and I knew. So I told her, gain control. I said, relax, lift your foot. I turned the wheel back. We still had air. It was rapidly coming out. I don't want to get stuck on the expressway. I told her, turn on your four ways, get up to speed, get off at the next exit. Because I don't want to be stuck on the expressway. That is so dangerous and so scary. Let's talk about mistakes new drivers make. Okay, 4-second rule. If passed, do it fast. Let's review again. My drivers who were driving today, share some of your examples. Lingering in the no zones. Okay, we're not. I'm using some personal examples. Okay, Logan, right? Zach, okay, Brandon. They accelerated through. They didn't hang around blind spots. Push, don't hang around blind spots. Okay, and this is what some of the mistakes you do. Type in some of the mistakes you made when you were driving on the expressway with me or your instructor. Type in some of the mistakes. There's a little list here. I'm going to go into one. Misjudging speed. Trucks accelerate slower. Don't cut them off. I will never have you cut off a truck. That's death. So I want you to tap in some of the mistakes you've made, right? Okay, we are never going to cut off a truck. I will never do that. If we miss the exit, we go to the next one, okay? Panic braking causes chain reaction. An animal comes out. A truck driver will hit an animal. Some of them have the big aluminum bumper push thing. They're going to hit a deer or an animal is going to explode. Our car, it will damage our bumper, flip up, go through the front window, could injure us, okay? So truckers, they're bigger, they're more dangerous. Hugging the left, thank you, Jen's son. I appreciate you and your spicy sense of humor. Jen is stepping it up. She's getting better. I appreciate what Jen's son does because she wants to get better. And I can tell when I'm in the car with you, do you want to get better? Are you going to give me an attitude? Do you want to argue? No, no, no. We're not arguing. We are trying to get better. And we are trying to improve, right? White lines. If we have broken white lines, we can change lanes. If we have a solid white line to the right, that's the edge line on the road. Switching lanes too fast. Anna, thank you again for the self-reflection. Let the haters hate. But you want to get better. And you will learn. You're supposed to make mistakes in driver's seat. It says new driving mistakes. Please put in the mistakes you've made. Distracted by bulletin boards. That can distract you. Some of the bulletin boards are really unusual. You might stare for a second, right? The one thing I'm just mentioning, Anna, they drive a Corvette. And Anna said, hey, that's a Lamborghini. I'm like, what? That's a new vet. What? She knows cars. She's got a passion for cars. And I'm like, whoa, hey, there's the Cybertruck. I'm like, ah. So, you know cars, you have an affinity for cars, you care more about cars. Some of you don't care about cars, it's just a source of transportation, and that's fine. Not slowing down fast enough near an entry ramp or exit ramp. That's what a beginning driver does. I'm using Logan as an example. Really smooth, gradual acceleration, really checking traffic left and right. I'm applauding Logan because he was balling out today, right? And more of you are doing that. Notice I didn't mention Blake. Blake, we love you. There are other ballers in this class stepping it up. We're trying to get better. Flashing left light means okay to pass. You haven't seen truck drivers flash their lights. For instance, if you want to pass the truck, they're going to flash their lights off and on. This means it's okay to pass, right? So they communicate with us, okay? You always want to leave sleep deprivation. Truck drivers need sleep. We all need sleep, okay? It's really important that you understand this. Failures from anticipating stops. Truckers need 2 times the distance. Okay, I'm looking at all the stuff you put in. Switching lanes too fast. Hugging the left, hugging the right, hugging the right, hugging the left, not accelerating through. Thank you, Benjamin. Ben has really improved. More consistent. I try to shout you out. I only give you a glimpse. If I could have a chart with data, when you went from drive 1, drive 2, drive 3, around drive, your score goes up and up and up, right? Because I see you getting better. I'm pushing you to get better, right? And it takes work. You gotta work. Small vehicles are not paying attention. Facts. Thank you. You, as a small vehicle, a 4-wheeler, get out of the way of trucks. You don't pay attention. You cut off trucks. You slam brakes. Get out of the way. And that's really important. Plan 2 miles ahead. Wrong lane exits. Plan 2 miles ahead. That's one thing I learned. I said a mile. Plan 2 miles ahead. Who does that? If you want to be a good driver, if trucks are blocking your exit, what are you going to do? Cut off a truck? Your car will bounce off the truck. So plan early for your exit. Over-reliance on GPS. That happened to us when we were driving. It keeps rerouting us and rerouting us and rerouting us. Truck drivers are traveling from state to state, region to region, and imagine your GPS not working or you missed an update. So we've got to, and you guys don't have paper maps anymore, Sophie or Graham or Nina or Grace or Emily. We used to do an activity with paper maps. Remember, I'm an educator. You guys don't read maps anymore. I used to pick up some maps from the rest area, and I would pick up 36 because I knew I was going to do a mapping activity, right? But you guys don't read maps anymore. You don't know cardinal directions. I'm an educator. You don't know north, south, east, west. You're like, where do I go? How do I get home? Where's the school? And it's sad, but it's true. In your generation, you use the phone. No cap, no hate, but you got to learn your cardinal directions. All right, let's keep it moving. Short ramps, I-94, Detroit area. You commented on that. Left law cameras. There are more cameras across the United States now, 2 miles ahead. Parking legally to avoid fines. We switched at rest stops drivers. To the left are semi-trucks. To the right are cars and trailers. A lot of you were scared when we stopped. He looks creepy. He just had a bandana on, right? But people are tired. You see people from New Mexico, Wisconsin, Kansas. We saw someone from Kansas today, right? So people are traveling across the country and they go to the rest 3, 4, 5 hours, okay? So you got to really be aware. And you've been with your parents traveling across the United States. Deceptive curves, signs underestimating sharpness. A lot of you tend to go a little too fast in a curve and you lose a little bit of control, and I'm able to squeeze the brake a little bit and kind of help you turn the wheel. But imagine a semi truck.